Little teaser for you people. How awesome is that? Our special guest today on Dougie's Atomic Dustbin is the awesome sound of Interstate Drive. Let me bring him on screen. How you doing, man?
Hello. Hello.
Hey, absolutely awesome. Thanks for coming on the show. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. It's good. If I had £1 for every time I heard that song as well.
Yeah, I'd have £1.
It sounded great. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, it's a fun one to play, that one. Good one to start with.
Got a real good upbeat, uplifting vibe to that track. I love it, mate. The sound is brilliant. And
thank you very much.
Yeah.
I tried. I kind of try and do the old Smiths trick of having kind of relatively upbeat music, and then the lyrics can be, about something else sometimes, depending what you have them at. But no, thank you very much.
Yeah, we've had that before. We've had that with some other artists saying this is about X, Y, and Z, and you listen to the track and go, really? I was like, yeah, let's go. But it was a really deep. The undertone of it was a really depressing theme, and you think, now I get it. Now I'm listening to the lyrics a bit more. Yeah, I get that. I took it another way.
It's I quite like doing things like that. It's quite good. You can kind of like hide a few different meanings about things. You can make it, a few ways of reading into it. So ultimately, if someone listens to it, they can get whatever they want from it, which is great. That's kind of what you want.
Yeah. That's what we've had some cracking. We don't have any crap on this show, only the presenter. So what we've done is we've been picking out, and the street team be looking for artists and bringing them on, saying, "Hey, these would be good on the minis," because and so glad you've joined us and really like your music. So what got you into producing music?
Well, so I started actually. I used to play the drums, believe it or not, rather than sing and play guitar. So I used to play violin. I used to play acoustic guitar, but kind of classical music. And I started taking CDs and cassettes when I could find them back. If anyone used to still listen to them, and just play drums along to them in the music room at my school.
Oh, right.
So I used to just put the record on and play the whole album of what it was, and it was a bit of a release, really. And then because it was just me, I used to start taking cassette recorders up, because there was always stuff in the music room like that. And I used to think, well, I could make my own songs up. So I used to kind of record the drums on this little cassette and then play acoustic guitar over the top of them on another cassette. And I thought, great, I've got little songs, and it kind of went from there, really.
Mike Oldfield style, that.
Yeah, it was just a way to entertain myself more than anything. I'd have like these ideas and think, I'm going to just play it, see what that sounds like. And then after a while, you get a bit better at it and you make more.
That's interesting. Because, I mean, when you think about the technology we've got now, it makes that what you just described, that is how people used to have to do things like that, didn't they? Overlay, multi-tracks, and put it together. Now, you can do all that, just record it onto a system. It's phenomenal, the change.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't done that for years and years. That was when I was a kid. But with computers now, I could do it right here now. How long have we got, actually? I'll probably get one on the go. But,
let's go for it.
I've got the guitar over there, so...
Well, you're more than welcome to give us a tune. But yeah, it's brilliant. Now I think that's really interesting, because I used to listen to another podcast that was about YouTubers, and what you've described is what you find with a lot of artists and a lot of people that were doing that sort of thing. Back in the day, they'd have the old cine cameras and do some filming and messing about, and I think people expect you to appear one day and go, "Boof, I'm doing this," but it takes a long time to develop your craft and become something that sounds right, and is there. The experience is a lot, and all those early days will have really supported what you're doing now. I think.
I can't remember who said the quote, but there's a quote that said it takes years to become an overnight success, and I kind of get that. You need to, there's loads that I've learned, and there's plenty that you've done wrong, and there's awful things that you do, and if you listen to some of the stuff that you did years ago, you think, oh my God, what was I thinking? You quite clearly just don't know what you're doing. You learn from them. You learn from your mistakes. You learn from things that you've written, and you listen back and you think, God, why did I do that? And then you get better at it. Or that's the hope anyway. Hopefully I've got better at it. You never know. But you just get better at it, and you kind of do things that you think, I'm really proud of that.
Yeah, you're right, and I think that's part of the process. I mean, I'm really looking forward to being an overnight success. But the trouble, I think the trouble we've got nowadays is a lot of people expect it to be instant because we've got everything instant. We've got the internet. If a page doesn't load up in 2 seconds, you're like smashing your head against the desk. So everyone wants this instant gratification, and unfortunately, someone needs to tell them it's going to take you years, guys and girls.
Yeah. Well, that's the strange thing about it. I mean, I'm a little old school. I've still got records as well, but one of the things I used to really love about music is the fact that you could get, you'd walk to HMV or you'd walk to, you'd get a CD and I'd put the record on and I'd listen to the whole thing, read the artwork and read who produced each track, read, look at the photos, and you'd listen to it in the track order that it was meant to be recorded in, listened to. Whereas now everything's very, what you said, instant gratification. You go on Spotify, you've got 30 seconds, you skip onto another 30 seconds, a skip, and it stops it being a tangible artwork. And I, although it's been brilliant, you can now go on Spotify, We Can Talk, you can find anything and get the music that you need instantly and discover so much stuff. It almost makes it a little bit more disposable to some extent, which is sad.
Yeah.
But
it
you
is
can't
sad. It is sad because you've invested the time and effort, like you said, because you had to go and you might have had a pocket money or you might have had a job, and it's like, well, I can afford to buy 2 records this week or 3 records, and I pick them, and you cherish them. And I mean, I've still got singles from back in the 80s and that in a suitcase in the studio here. I've not even got anything to play them on now. I have to get something. But you're right, and that's why we created this show as well, because there's so much. It's so easy for people to produce things now, and it's accessible that it can be confusing. There's that much out there. So what we're trying to do with some of our shows on the station is go, okay, we'll go and do that. Finding the records, we'll go and read the album work, we'll invest the time and effort and go, I'll listen to this, and that hopefully that comes through in the show, and people discover, like people like yourselves. We urge people, go and find Interstate Drive, go and listen to the music, download them, and if they see them out and about, go and watch them or buy the merch, just support them because they need it.
There seems to be a real undercurrent of support for independent music at the minute, which is really good to see. There's almost become it's almost gone back to back in the early 90s when there was like a little underground independent movement of all, organic music. And even though now you can listen to any music everywhere, it's almost like sounds ridiculous, but almost too much choice.
Yes, agree, and that's what we there needs to be a name, and we talked about this with some artists, because as soon as you mention talk about indie, people think of go back in time and think, oh, they mean them. No, there's a real movement on Twitter, and we're so pleased to be part of that movement, whatever it is, because the support is phenomenal. You've got artists supporting from Ireland, supporting guys from Bolton and everything in between, and that's why we changed our show on a Thursday to this, because we think it's really important to showcase what is out there right now. Try it, don't something a bit different.
No, and ultimately, if people don't listen to music and only one style of thing comes through, you'll still get people doing it, but it'll get less and less and less popular. So no, it's really good, the fact that there's a little community of people really looking after good music. I think it's great.
So have you got any gigs? Because actually,
we just had to cancel one, actually, which is a shame. We were supposed to be playing yesterday in Southampton, but Andy, our drummer, has just had COVID, so he's staying on his own. But we're playing in HMV, actually, talking about records, in April in Southampton, and then in May, I forget the date, we're playing in Portsmouth, the Loft.
Oh, excellent! Yeah, because that track I played at the start was that your debut track, Sundowns and
Sundowns and Hurricanes. That one was. It's a really weird tuning, but that was our first one. We released that halfway through lockdown, I think. That's basically what started the band. Really, it was. I mean, I've played music for years, and I played under my name. I was in another band that supported some other big bands, and then like everyone, you sat on the couch for 4 months and thought, well, now what? So I thought, well, I'll start writing some songs, and we started sending them to each other in the band, and I met these guys that I'm playing with and thought, you know what, this is when we're free to play, let's make this happen. So we did.
Oh, absolutely awesome. So you played with the Hoosiers at Winchester University, Freshers Ball.
Yeah, so that was under my name actually. Before we so the people that we know, we originally used to play under my name. I thought actually I'd like to kind of be more of a band, so we kind of changed it, and it became what it is now. But that was really fun. That was it was the freshers party, so all the new entries at the university in this big hall, and we played. And honestly, where my guitar pedals were on the front of the stage. So if you imagine you got the front of the stage here. My pedals were here. You literally, like, people's hands were over the top. You have to use your foot. You just move that out of the way. I'm going to press the drive pedal. It was like throwing a whole. Well, it was probably actually. It was throwing a whole bunch of 18 and 19-year-olds, fueling them to the brink with Smirnoff Ices, and going, off you go.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was such a good night. Everyone was really into it. You know, some shows that you see and people kind of stand there and like file the nails, but everyone was just having a really good time. It was really good fun. And then we played, and the guy from Hoosiers came in. He did about a 20-minute acoustic slot. It was really good fun. Oh. And then to name drop, we've also played with Nothing But Thieves as well on the night that they got signed in London with a previous band, and that was a really good show as well. So I've got some fun little name drop stories and things.
Yeah, wow. Well, hopefully I've got another one. But sometimes the street team add a fact that's not a fact, and so I apologise if it's not true. It says, ask Andy about meeting Ringo at the Rose Bowl in Southampton.
Yes.
Oh, it's true.
So that was Andy. That was Andy. So I think it was supporting Oasis. It's when Oasis played. We didn't support Oasis, by the way, but it was when Oasis played the Rose Bowl in Southampton. Andy was there, and because Ringo was there, because his son was at the time playing drums for Oasis. And after a few beers, you get brave. And Andy ran up to him and went, "Oh, Ringo, I really love your work." And he went, "Oh, do you mean the Beatles or my own work?" He went, No, Thomas the Tank Engine. And you think, oh, God. So I think he kind of rolled an eye and lifted an eyebrow and tutted. And Andy told us that. And I thought, I've got to put that in the press release. That's brilliant. That's such a funny story. And everyone we tell you that, think, oh, my God. Imagine actually having the confidence to say that.
That's the sort of stuff you do, because you know what? Ringo Starr will remember that. And you know what? I bet he hates when he first came on that, I thought, what's he doing? But hey, if you got her in the crust, you've got her in the crust, haven't you? You know, it's that's brilliant. That's the sort of question I'd say. I think that's fantastic. I think it's absolutely brilliant.
That's true, actually. Yeah, as well.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, definitely make the most of that. And then name drops, Oasis. Yeah, we played with Oasis. Yeah, no, stick it in there. You might get Liam kicking off and what have you. And it's sad we've lost them as a band, because I've seen them a couple of times. I really liked them, but they're producing some good work independently, aren't they? Liam's smashing it at the minute.
Yeah, it's weird, because I was really into Noel's stuff to start with. I thought his second album was brilliant. Chasing Yesterday, and then Liam's albums. I really like his new one that's just come out with I believe that's Dave Grohl playing drums on as Correct. Well. But the new that he's done, that's great, and it's almost like someone's described us as that, actually, a modern throwback. It's kind of getting to the vibe and the scene with early Oasis, but it's kind of modern. And I mean, he's got a hell of a crowd on board. Everyone's really into what he's doing, and it's good to see, because a few years ago he was he couldn't buy a successful show, so it was it's good to see.
Yeah, I don't know this is about you, but these are just informal chats, and I do like him. I think he's really come on. I think he's really evolved since over the last couple of years. And anyway, he's brilliant. And anyway, we don't need to promote him because he's got enough followers.
Yeah, true.
Releases a track, it gets 5,000 hits in about 2 hours. It's ridiculous. So, so what's the plans for the rest of the year then?
So we haven't booked it yet, but there's a studio I really like using in Reading that we're going to try and record at, which is where Yumi at Six recorded a few of their stuff. We're going to try and record a new song there. Well, it's a song that we've been playing at gigs, but we don't actually have a recording of it. So we're going to try and record that there. That will probably come out towards the middle to the end of the summer, hopefully. do some shows. As I said, we're playing in HMV in Southampton and Portsmouth in May. Hopefully try and get some festivals on the go. Hopefully try and get more people to listen to our music and come and see us, really. Write some things, keep going, enjoying.
I hope so, because I think you deserve it. I think you're really good. It's a very competitive market, and just need to get you out there. And hopefully our little crumbs of promotion help all the bands that have been with us so far. And I think...
Let's come on and have a chat as well.
But it's good. I love it because it's great to listen to brilliant music. But I think what we need to do is replace that. Going to the shop, getting the CD cover and reading the thing. Replace that with this, where people can go and then they'll be hopefully more invested because they get to know a bit of the soul behind the music, which and the fun and the little things that you've done and which I think is brilliant.
Yeah, all the little stories are always entertaining. And we did, just one more story, we did a gig, I can't remember where it was, but they didn't have a power cable, an extension behind the stage. They had to drape one across the front of the stage and down the side of the venue where the plug was just in the side of the wall.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
We were playing, so like, and all the power just went off. And we think, well, and I looked, and there was a guy leaning against the wall, and he'd turned the cable off.
On purpose?
He'd turned the power lead off by accident.
Oh, right.
Did you turn the cable off? And he went, no. I said, can you just step forward? And he stood. I said, can you just press that? And he pressed the switch on the plug, and everything came back on again. I thought, oh, my God. Professional music stages, hey.
Do you know how you could embellish that story if next time you tell it to someone else? Just say this guy unplugged it and plugged his iPhone into charge.
Oh, yeah, that would be funny. It's like when the servers go down at Facebook, you always joke that someone's just unplugged it to put the Hoover in or something.
Yeah, excellent. Well, I'm going to let you go and get on with your day now. It's been wonderful to chat to you on the show.
Yeah, you too. Thank you for having us. It's been good.
But before you go, we've been asking artists and bands to do drops for us, so introduce themselves. So if you could do something like, this is Interstate Drive and you're listening to DuggystoneRadio, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah, great. Well, this is Cameron from Interstate Drive and you're listening to DuggystoneRadio.
Brilliant, man. And what we're going to let you go and get on with your day, but for everyone listening and for people on Mixcloud, we're going to put the VT on for your latest track, which is, let me get it up, I forgot, I'm useless, Open Your Eyes. That's your latest track, isn't it? Open Your Eyes.
Yeah, that's one. Came out a few months back.
Yeah, so we're going to play that. You get on with your day. Thanks very much.
Well, thanks for having me so much. And hope everyone enjoys it.
Yeah, and anything that's going on, if you're doing the stuff at the studio, send us some backstage stuff and everything. I need to do more of that with bands. I'm going to start going to studios and doing some behind the scenes stuff. Anyway, You have a great day. Everyone listening on the station, go and follow Interstate Drive. Go and download the music. This is the latest track they've released, and there'll be more from them, and there'll be more on this station. You can guarantee that.
Thanks very much.
See you later, man.
Because nothing's how it seems. Wounded hearts give way to tears. How can we still have time to believe? No, I'm here alone. It's better world here. I know. This is a call out to you. Hear my voice, you must pull through. Everything is so much better with your eyes open. This is a call for here and now. We're still young, I'll breathe you in. It's alright to sleep tonight, just open your eyes.
Day. That's Interstate Drive. Well, wow. Another awesome introducing on the show. I could have chatted to him for ages. What an interesting guy. Some great stories, some name dropping and everything in between. But above all that, music is absolutely stunning. And this is Duggystone Radio. As you know, come and join us Monday to Friday. Well, sorry, me, Tuesday to Friday now, 8 till 10. Eddie King, Saturday and Sunday. And yeah, keep it Duggystone Radio. Just say, Alexa, open Internet Radio. Go to DuggystoneRadio.com. And if you know any artists, or you are an artist and you think they're good enough for this show, then go to our website, DuggystoneRadio.com. Artist submission, send your track, or go onto Twitter at Duggystone Radio, and also find our street team, which is Janice, and she'll sort it out. Luckily, there was only one guest today, so the biscuit tin's not been hammered too much. Anyway, oh, wonderful stuff.